So first, tell me who are you, and tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Diana Prykhodko, and I'm a wife, mother, daughter, and sister, and an orphan advocate. I'm 30 years old.
So Deanna, tell me how you got connected to CAFO.
I was connected through CAFO through Ambassadors of Father's House, which is a nonprofit organization that we work with in Ukraine. And we represent children in Ukraine and worldwide. And I myself am ambassador because I was adopted from Ukraine. And our ambassador team was invited to go to the CAFO conference this May. And I felt the Lord lead our group, and we went. Myself, Anastasia, Roman, and a few other people from Ukraine joined this conference. And and so that's how I got connected to CAFO.
And there you had the opportunity to be interviewed by Dennis Rainey. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, this was a wonderful opportunity. I was actually able to come on stage with Dennis Rainey and be interviewed in front of thousands of people at this CAFO conference. And CAFO and Jed, the director of CAFO, invited me to be the guest speaker. And so when we coordinated everything, I was able to come out on stage and share my testimony and share my adoption story and be able to speak on behalf of other kids as well and represent them. And it was wonderful to be used of the Lord.
And that's where you and I met because I was there in the audience as an attendee at the CAFO conference. And CAFO stands for Christian Alliance for Orphans. And as I sat there in that audience hearing your story, I was compelled to find you afterwards and to talk about the possibility of, hey, this is a crazy idea, but let's make a movie about your story. And what was your response? What was your thoughts when I first approached you about this?
Actually, I think about this so many times as the Lord leads us in this film project. And I just, series of events, but I really think it's a divine appointment, and the Lord has us in certain places, and we sometimes don't know for whatever reason, but God uses us all, and that's the amazing thing. My reaction was um, when I met you, I you were actually the first person that I met, and when you approached me and came up and introduced yourself, it was just it was just this moment where we met, and well, first of all, I knew it was an answer to prayer, and because this is something the Lord has been putting on my heart, and I have, I know I have a calling on my life, and I know the Lord's going to use my life if I'm willing and obedient. And so when you approached me with this idea of making a film, uh, I was actually at peace, and I was very excited, and I was thrilled, and I was actually thankful because you said that you were compelled to come talk to me and find me, and there were lots of people, and you weren't even sure if you would be able to find me in the crowd, and that's just a divine appointment. God has us at the place at the perfect time. So I was thrilled, and I was at so much peace when you approached me because I knew this was supposed to be.
Hmm. Well, I feel the same way that it was really, like you said, a divine appointment, and that we were, supposed to meet and to talk about this. Uh, so, what excites you most about us working on this project and telling your story?
I'm so glad you asked because the biggest thing that excites me is that um, the awareness is going to be brought, light is going to be shined, and some hard truths are going to be told. So I'm hoping that through this film project and um, awareness will be brought to the fact that there are orphans worldwide. There are orphans and children in need of help in the United States as well as other countries around us. And what excites me is the fact that we all go through things in life, and sometimes we're not sure if those things were worthwhile going through. sometimes we're not sure why God has us in a certain place. And what excites me is that God has kept his promise to me, and I know he keeps his promises to many and to all. And so I'm excited that God is using my story, and my suffering is not in vain.
Well, I just want to say thank you for being willing to being vulnerable to our team to really kind of open up behind the curtain, so to speak, to your story. And, like you said, there's some pretty significant dark spaces there that you've told us and that we're going to be able to share. But, out of that comes this amazing redemptive story. And that's what I'm excited about, bringing that, like you said. And we hope to bring, shed light on the plight of orphans around the world, similar to yourself, who have suffered in great ways. We're going to be able to hopefully tell that story to help, even to help those kids who are even suffering today.
Yes.
What do you hope happens? And we talked a little bit about this, but what do you hope happens as a result of this film?
Well, like I said, I hope that there's a lot of awareness brought. The biggest thing is I hope that people's hearts are touched, and that this film will not focus on any of us, any human being, or any effort that is, from a man's standpoint. I want this to be God-honoring film that is to glorify God and his kingdom. And ultimately, I hope that people's hearts are pricked to actually not just feel sorry for a child, or to go on a mission trip, or, long or short term. I just hope that people's hearts are pricked, and they're changed. Their hearts are changed, and they're changed, and their eyes are open, and that people will help orphans. Whether they foster, whether they adopt, or whether they mentor, or maybe,
or maybe they just give to organizations that help orphans.
Yes. There's a big need, and there's lots of organizations that focus on helping orphans worldwide, and I just hope that people's hearts are quick to act.
And that's what my team's excited about, working with some of these organizations, and the folks at CAFO, the folks at Orphan Outreach are all aware of this film and excited about it, excited about spreading the word, and so we're hoping that we can share your story with the global audience, not only here in the United States, but I know there's people in Ukraine that are excited about this story. They're excited about working with us and helping to share this story. So I think it really is going to be a global audience that this film is going to go to. And, this week on Sunday is Orphan Sunday. And so we're excited to launch our crowdfunding campaign and to get people involved and excited directly by giving of their funds to help us launch this film. We can't make a film without money. It costs money for everything. And so having people that are interested in your story, having people who are interested in helping with orphans is exciting for us, because they have the opportunity to give and to make a contribution toward the production of this film. So is there anything else that you'd like to say to our Facebook audience about this project and about what you want to see accomplished here?
I would like to say, friends and family, this is a dream come true. This film is happening, and is happening for a good cause. And let's all bring awareness through this film. Let's, with all of our efforts, whether it's financial, prayer, support, or anything else, let's help bring this together, and let's see what God does.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me here today. I really appreciate it. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching this video. Thanks you for sharing it with your friends and family. Be sure to share it everywhere. and encourage others to share it, because the more that it is shared, the more it's seen and the more support that we can have for this film. We can't do this without support of friends and family and people around the world. We can't make a film like this a reality. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a part of this. And Deanna, thank you for, again, being willing to tell us your story and to let us share this with the world.
Thank you, Conrad.